Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, my name is Amalia Khairunnisa from Nanji. Khadijah binti Khuwailid r.a. She was born into a wealthy and noble family. Her father, Khuwailid, was one of the most influential leaders of the Quraysh tribe. Despite this, he was unlike other Quraysh men, who used to bury their daughters alive. For Khuwailid, daughters were just as valuable as sons. Thanks to her father's principles, Khadijah was able to grow up well and receive the same education as men. And this made her an intelligent woman. From a young age, Khadijah was different from other girls her age. During major celebrations, young girls would gather around idols to pray. But Khadijah never joined them, not even once. Because of her noble character, Khadijah was given the title At-Tahirah, which means the pure one. As she grew older, Khadijah proved to be far better at trading than most men, and she became a wealthy merchant. One day, Khadijah had a strange dream. She saw the sun descending directly over her house and shining brightly. When she woke up, she felt warmth and peace in her soul. Khadijah asked her cousin, Waraqah, who was very knowledgeable in interpreting dreams. According to Waraqah, her dream meant that the light of prophethood would enter her family. How happy Khadijah felt! Her business continued to flourish, especially after she hired a new employee named Muhammad. Muhammad had working nature, dedication, and honesty brought great profit to Khadijah. He was well known for his noble character. He was devout, responsible, and kind-hearted. Whenever Muhammad traveled to other lands for trade, a thick cloud would overshadow him. According to the prediction of the Prophet, these were signs of an emerging prophet. Hearing about Muhammad's virtues, Khadijah became convinced that he was the one destined for her. Although she was a wealthy widow, many rich merchants want to make her their wife. But her choice fell upon Muhammad. Even though he was not from a wealthy family, Khadijah was determined to marry him. Their marriage took place. At that time, Muhammad was 25 years old, while Khadijah was older than him. Just as Khadijah married him for his noble character, Muhammad also married her for her virtue. Their marriage was blessed with 6 children: Al-Qasim, Zainab, Ruqayyah, Kulsum, Fatimah, and Abdullah. The first 5 children were born before Muhammad became a prophet, while Abdullah was born after his prophethood. Allah always has His own plans. Muhammad longed for a son who would become his successor, but both of his sons passed away in childhood. Al-Qasim and Abdullah died when they were still little. Muhammad and Khadijah lived a happy life, but over time, Muhammad became increasingly troubled by the condition of his people. The Quraysh seemed to be drowning in immoral acts. Gambling, robbery, dishonesty, intrigue, idol worship, and even murder. Muhammad decided to retreat to the cave of Hira for a month, seeking guidance from Allah regarding the troubles of his people. This was something Prophet Ibrahim had also done before, but this meant that Muhammad would be away from his family for a full month. To everyone's surprise, Khadijah fully supported her husband's decision. She promised to provide everything he needed: food, drink, clothing, and even guards to protect the cave while he was there. When her husband returned home, shivering in fear, Khadijah's heart broke. She embraced him and comforted him. Once he calmed down, Muhammad told her what happened. At that moment, Allah's messengers, the angel Jibril, had come to him in the cave of Hira. This was the moment when Muhammad was appointed as a prophet and messenger of Allah, a man entrusted with a noble mission from Allah, a mission that had to be conveyed to all of humanity. Prophet Muhammad was sent by Allah to spread Islam, the final and perfected religion, not just for the Quraysh tribe, but for all mankind on earth. And the first person to embrace Islam was Khadijah. One by one, the companions embraced Islam and fought alongside Rasulullah. However, the Quraysh tribe was cruel. They rejected him and even calling him a liar. And they drove out anyone who was found to have embraced Islam. Every day, Khadijah stood by the Prophet, strengthening him in his struggle. For almost 3 years, the Muslims were oppressed and forced to seek refuge in a barren land. With no food, clothing, or drinking water, living only in tents. The Quraysh blocked all trade routes for the Muslims. No one was allowed to trade, work, or even fetch water. This was how they pressured people to abandon Islam. Through these long trials, Khadijah remained steadfast at the Prophet's side. She even used all her wealth to provide for the needs of the Muslims. She cared for the Prophet while also helping to spread Islam. When the Quraysh finally reopened the city, the Muslims were able to return to their homes. After that, Khadijah returned to the mercy of Allah. Allah called back this great woman who has struggled alongside the Prophet and promised her paradise. This is the story of Khadijah, the first wife of the Prophet Muhammad, the first person to embrace Islam and the first woman to fight alongside the Prophet. When others were still in disbelief, Khadijah had already believed. And when others abandoned and mocked the Prophet, she remained by his side. What a noble woman!